welcome back aboard the great ship. I am your host, Ensign Rebecca Frost, joined by noted Space Show fan Carrie Jackson.
You are more than an ensign, Rebecca Frost.
I still need to graduate. I still need to graduate from Starfleet. And we are also joined today by fellow Ensign Tony, who knows absolutely nothing.
I've seen one episode.
He knows a lot.
I've seen one episode of the original series, and that was enough for me.
Which one was it?
Yeah, which one?
It was actually good. It was the City on the Edge of Forever.
Oh, we'll get to that one.
That one was good, but
you didn't watch Space Seed, which is the prequel to Wrath of Khan?
No.
Okay.
Disappointing.
Next gen and newer. That's it for me.
Oh.
That's the thing, is I watch episodes of the original series, and I'm like, I really need to go watch an episode of Next Gen to like cleanse my palate. But welcome aboard the show where I, a wee baby novice, sit and talk with an expert about a space show. And this season we are talking about Star Trek the original series. Last episode we talked about episodes 1 through 5. This week we are talking about episodes 6 through 10, which include Mudd's Women, What Are Little Girls Made Of, Miri, Dagger of the Mind, and the Corbomite Maneuver. All
right. Where do you want? Well, I guess we start with the first one.
Yeah, we'll go in some chronological order. All right, Mudd's Women.
Oh, I'll leave. I'll see you.
The only thing I know about Mudd is the Rainn Wilson version, and I thought he was cool in Discovery. Was it Discovery?
Yeah, I have been told that he shows up in Discovery, and my only question is why?
It was a short trek in Discovery. No, he did have an episode in Discovery, didn't he?
A whole episode?
And it wasn't that I thought he was cool. I thought he was interesting. I thought he was an interesting character.
Well, the way that they tooled the character with Rainn Wilson made it more interesting.
Does he look like a guy who goes to many Ren fairs? Because that's my first impression of Mudd in this episode.
The the actor that plays Harry Mudd in the original series is I don't recall his name, but he is what we describe as hirsute.
Chest hair up to his neck,
and like a waterfall flowing over his collar. You know?
I'll say it. It was too much.
It was too much.
The description of this episode, the Enterprise picks up an untrustworthy entrepreneur, Harry Mudd, accompanied by 3 beautiful women who immediately put a spell on all the male crew members. And, just another day on the Enterprise where, woo-ga, nobody can get anything done because of all their boners.
Happens a lot in the original series.
Yeah.
This episode kind of, even as a kid, it kind of bothered me.
Sounds like this episode harkens back to a time when men were men.
Oh yeah.
This episode. So they're doing reading, like computer do readings or whatever, and one of the guys is like, "Hey, I'm getting nothing from the women, but I'm getting a whole lot of something from all the males on the ship."
Heartbeats are elevated, Jim. They seem to be sweating.
There's also another moment where Kirk is asking McCoy if he's examined Eve, one of the women. And these women are beautiful. I'll say it. They're beautiful. Their outfits are stunning. I wish I could wear these out. I could wear this outfit today. But Kirk is asking McCoy, "Did you examine Eve?" And McCoy says no, she refused. And Kirk has this reaction of like, "Come on."
Refuse? A man?
You're a doctor.
Well, and he's in Starfleet,
Yeah.
He's used to people following orders. He's not used to civilians being on the ship, okay?
And the whole thing about these women is they're given like a pill that makes them young and beautiful, and when the pill starts to wear off, they look like normal women, and we don't like that.
See, what happens, Tony, is when they take the pill, then they put Vaseline on the camera lens, and they turn the lights on. And when the pill wears off, they take the Vaseline off, they clean the camera lens.
They take the makeup off the women, too.
They take the makeup off of them and turn the lights down and say, "Don't smile."
Look like a hideous crone.
I see.
The back half of this episode takes such a dramatic shift for me because they go down to this planet and a man buys one of the women. And because
As you do.
I just love to watch a man pay for a woman and then treat her like garbage. That's what happens. She makes him dinner and like cleans up and he's like, I hate it. My cooking is way better. And and she like has opinions and stuff and he's like, my sex trafficked wife has too many opinions now and she's ugly.
Did you say opinions?
Yes, Harry Mudd, space pimp of the year 3000. Yeah, she had ideas too, good ideas that he resented, Yeah.
And essentially she has this
And
line
he
where
didn't. Apparently, he has no mirrors either because he ain't no great shakes either.
No,
all right?
oh my God. And there's essentially a line towards the end where she's like, I can either be ugly and helpful or I can be hot and useless. What would you prefer? And he's like, I guess it is nice to have the dirt swept out of here every now and then.
Rah.
So
This show is so progressive for its time.
For the time, Tony. I gotta take a drink. This is the drinking game with this. Is every time I shout for the time.
Every time.
All right.
A bit of trivia about this episode.
Yes.
NBC program manager Jerry Stanley recalled that one of the problems we had was in trying to talk Gene Roddenberry out of some of his sexual fantasies that would come to life in the scripts. Some of the scenes he would describe were totally unacceptable. William Shatner noted that NBC allows Mudd's women to be produced at all is still a minor miracle.
Wow.
Oh yeah. It is not kind to it's not kind to women, this episode.
I didn't know Roddenberry was a horn dog.
Oh, he was the worst. He made
He was the worst of the bunch.
This is not in any of the documentaries, but he and Nichelle Nichols, they had a thing until they didn't have a thing, okay? And it was because Gene was too busy having things with other people, not including his wife. Yeah, he was horn dog of the year 3000, yeah. And I know it's not the year 3000, you nerds. Anyway.
Star dates mean nothing. They just throw out numbers and they expect you to keep track.
Well, that's the way it was at first, anyway. and then the nerds got involved.
Got retconned.
Yeah, Tony, I don't know if you know this, but there are a bajillion pages of information about each individual Star Trek episode.
Really?
It's too much. It's
Everything.
Too much.
From production to
the first draft
rewrites.
of the script. First draft of the script was completed on this date. Second draft of the script was completed on this date. It's insane.
This is how nerdy we are about this stuff. Now, again, back to the actor who played Harry Mudd. A lot of people of a certain age, me, remember him also from a series of television commercials that he was in, where he was a spokesperson for Noggles Mexican Food. And it was a fast food place. And it was, it was trying to be, Taco Bell or Del Taco or one of those. But it was actually good is the thing.
And what are you implying about Taco Bell?
Yeah, what are you saying about Taco Bell?
I'm saying Noggles was good. Anyway, he was, and you saw the guy.
Renfair reject, yeah.
Clearly not a Mexican fellow.
No!
Was on the commercials as Senior Noggle.
Oh, no.
The proprietor, where the rest of us were going, no, that's Harry Mudd. You're not fooling us. But he was Senior
No, he sells
Noggle.
women.
Not tacos.
You don't sell tacos. He sells women.
He sells a different kind of taco.
Different kind of taco, yeah. She beat me to the joke. Well done.
But he would do the commercials in and he'd have his mustache grown out. Same mustache, just grown out and twisted at the end, And he would say things like, I was just serving my food at this fort a long, long time ago, and everybody wanted all my food. Davy Crockett wanted them all. This
Davy
other guy
Crockett wanted my Mexican food.
And then he says, believe me, I remember the Alamo.
What? Did he have a sombrero? Please tell me
He
was wearing
did.
a sombrero. Okay.
And they opened one in Spanish Fork, and my friend Brad and I would always go there because you could get a balloon with his face on it,
Worth the trip.
which we thought was hilarious. Anyway, all right.
I'm just going to do a quick Google search for Noggles Mexican food.
Noggles, Senor Noggles. Santa Ana wanted all my tacos. Davy Crockett wanted all my tacos.
Do not believe this.
This is true.
Did he have the chest hair as well?
You think you can get rid of that? No.
Right, that's my follow-up question. Is that stuff real? Because it looked so fake.
I don't think that people shaved their chests back then.
People shave their chests now?
I mean,
Right there, Tony. Right there.
Carrie,
Clean
sharing
it up.
it all with the class.
Clean it up.
If I
This would be a
shave
great
it,
time.
it's
This is a
prickly.
great time for me to tell you about Manscaped.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Listen,
Our sponsor,
wholly,
Manscaped.
wholly unrelated. I've been living in
Yes.
this house for over a year now, and every other month I'm getting a Manscaped box to the people who previously lived here. And I have emailed Manscaped like 3 times saying, hey, thanks for the free butt wipes, but this man does not live here anymore. Please stop charging him and sending this.
So you're not getting the electric razor part, just the refills and
Well,
stuff?
I'm getting like the refill, yeah, and
Oh,
then whatever
okay.
additional like ball toner and butt wipe they want to send.
Now, you might be hearing a noise. That is the sound of my tears. Tim the tree guy is here, taking out my 3-story blue spruce pine
Why?
that got killed by bark beetles.
Oh
And
no!
and it's a giant fire hazard there, so he had to trim it all down, and now he's taking the trunk. And you may even hear a thud at some point. Anyway,
That's
Oh,
a
it's-
shame.
Oh,
it's
loss.
heartbreaking.
That
It's
tree was
heartbreaking.
beautiful.
Yeah. Anyway,
Well, back to more women being treated like objects. The next episode we're going to talk about is called What Are Little Girls Made Of? And I so wish they would have picked a different title for this episode.
Uh-oh.
The description, Nurse Chapel is reunited with her fiancé, but his new obsession leads him to make an android duplicate of Captain Kirk. So again, literally not even more than 4 episodes later, we're getting another 2 Kirks episode.
Can't have too much Kirk.
that's true. Twin Kirks, because we had them in the. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, and
Yeah,
it'll
we got-
happen again. It'll happen again. Trust me.
Yeah, I believe it, but the fact that it happened so soon.
You know,
I
you'd think
couldn't
after the
believe it.
first time that they would have had some sort of protocol or like secret word. You know.
Yeah.
You know, Spock come to him and say, "Jim, next time." You know.
Well, I'm sure they
Next-
thought, there'll never be a next time. We don't need to worry about this again.
We don't
The
need,
secret-
we're never going to experience 2 Kirks again.
Jim, the secret word is gargoyle. Say gargoyle to me.
Gargoyle. I was just watching something recently where that was the secret word. What was it?
Sweet tooth.
Sweet tooth. Yep,
Anyway.
You're right.
This show, one of the notes I took was this show will never pass the Bechdel test, will it?
No.
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 That's the funniest thing anyone said so far.
Thanks, Tony. And just the way Nurse Chapel is pining for her fiance. Sure, okay, I get it.
Did I
get it.
mention that I was engaged to a person and that we were deeply in love? Did I mention? Oh, for the sake of the story, I'm mentioning it now.
And then they introduce another woman. By the way, the boobies in this episode are out of control.
I would
Poking
call them
eyes out.
Oh,
I would call them life-changing, but that's
They are poking eyeballs out. But this other woman gets introduced, and she's got the outfits in this episode. You guys, they're phenomenal. But she shows up, and I'm like, oh, good, another woman to harass.
Now,
but
as
at
I-
least they have these wonderful outfits.
as I recall, the guy who designed all of these outfits, these women's outfits, is the same guy who designed the outfits for like season 1 of Next Gen. Because if you notice,
And that's
a lot
so funny
of the
because I love the fits in Next Gen.
because all of the first or so season of Next Gen, when they go to those planets, they're awfully exposed. Remember that thing Riker was wearing?
Riker's got that
Yep.
deep V romper. It's one of
Designed by
my
the same
most
guy.
favorite outfits.
Okay, this makes
designed
sense.
by the same
yeah.
guy. All right.
I really truly enjoyed in this episode the camera work. The camera work in this episode was quite unique compared to some of the other episodes. Why are you laughing, Carrie?
Unique
Because
good?
I'm
or
sure
unique?
it wasn't very good.
Yeah, unique
I
bad.
thought it was phenomenal. I was like, wow,
Oh,
they are
okay.
making choices.
Okay.
I thought they are making choices and they're doing stuff differently. Like there's one shot that tracks Kirk as he's walking into the elevator and it like goes around him. There's some good
I remember
stuff.
that now. Yeah. Okay. It was
There's some
for,
good stuff.
for low budget TV at the time. It was working. Now this is the one where most of it takes place in a cave, which is very inexpensive. Because we have the cave sets from everything that we use over and over and over.
Caves are cheap. Bring in the caves.
Yeah, and there's a moment where Kirk rips is it stalactite from the ceiling and
Which one hangs?
Hanging down.
Stalactite.
Yeah,
Stalactite.
but he rips it off and holds it in such a way that is so explicit. I'm like, that is a dick. He is this.
I guarantee you, the guy who made that prop was like going,
Totally
You know what?
wiener.
Because I would too.
because the color of anyway. Go ahead.
Because it's nude. It's like flesh colored.
Really?
This episode also features like 10 minutes of Kirk spinning because they put him on that device. Also, I love technology in this future because it's so simple.
It is.
Barely any buttons.
It's just you turn knobs, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and then Kirk and this Ken doll thing that will turn into Android Kirk. They sit and they spin on this thing for like a good 10 minutes, and then we get second Kirk.
See, it's just this round. It's like in your microwave, you know, that round thing.
The
that
dais
goes-
that they sit
Yeah, they
beside
just pop
them.
Kirk in the microwave real quick.
Yeah, and there's a little wall between the two, so they strap Kirk into one side, and then a human-shaped clay thing on the other side, and you spin it really, really fast, and it'll turn into Kirk.
Technology.
It works.
Fun piece of trivia from this episode. It is the only original series episode to prominently feature Nurse Christine Chapel, who was played by, Majel Barrett. I don't know if I said her name right. Majel. But she would later go on to play another role in Next Generation where she plays Deanna Troy's mom, the most irritating person in the whole wide world.
Yes, she is. Yep. Luxana Troy is awful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I love that episode. Oh boy, do I love that episode.
Now this one, the big android, was Ted Cassidy.
Ted Cassidy from the Addams Family, and he's
Who was
lurching
Lurch.
around in the cave.
Who also comes back as Luxana Troy's, what do you call it? Like
her,
butler guy.
Her valet.
Her valet, yeah.
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 Same guy. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So there's Ted Cassidy running around in this silver thing, and he's got his head shaved, and boy, his makeup game is on point. He could have used a YouTube tutorial to help.
He
but
showed up, and I said,
blending is-
we can't watch this episode in Tennessee.
Wait,
blending. You need to blend.
Because he had so much. It was drag. He looked like he was doing drag.
Oh,
Kind of,
okay.
yeah.
Kind
I
of.
didn't
He
get
looked
the
beautiful,
joke.
honestly. I
suck.
loved his big silver coat.
But he has such a great voice that it was good to hear him with speaking lines. You
Yeah,
know?
he almost never gets speaking lines.
Exactly.
Or got, I should say.
But he had this nice, wonderful, deep voice. And he does some other voice character work later in the series. Captain Kirk, you'll hear him. But it's a drinking game when you watch this episode. Take a drink every time the character's name is Rock. Go figure. Every time Rock refers to the old ones. Yes, it was the old ones who taught us. It's really just not a good episode. Why is the laboratory that he's working at deep inside of the planet? I mean,
Like
did they ever explain
far
that?
in there. No,
I don't
who
think-
knows? Who
I don't think
knows?
they explain it.
Sometimes these episodes get to a point where I kind of just stop paying attention, you know?
And you can, because they'll explain things to you later. You know?
Yeah. Speaking of another episode that I kind of only paid attention to, Miri. The Enterprise discovers a planet exactly like Earth, but the only inhabitants are children who contract a fatal disease upon entering puberty. This is the episode I like to call "Fuck Them Kids" because
Okay.
these kids. I thought this was going to be a zombie episode. So they land on this planet, and it's one of the first of many alternative Earth planets where they just reuse sets from another show. And
It's easy. The Paramount lot
Yep.
back, back there.
and I can't remember specifically what show it was that they borrowed, like that they used these same exterior sets from. But
Sometimes it's the Andy Griffith Show. Sometimes
I want to say it
it's-
was the Andy Griffith Show.
Yeah, yeah.
But they're in this. It looks almost like like 1960s Brooklyn, but it's zombie. Like I thought it was going to be zombies, and really,
Well,
it's
they
kind
do kind
of.
of become zombies. I mean, they're not living dead, but they're crazed and they have facial scars and.
it's really just a big metaphor for growing up because essentially, these kids. The concept of this episode was very cool. The execution of it, I don't know if it's just because maybe I just don't like kids, or these kids in particular were so annoying.
Especially that one with the buck teeth who kept saying "bonk bonk."
Who looked like a tiny caveman?
Yeah, he'll be back.
Oh, are you kidding me?
You'll see him again.
Because then there was the other one who was the leader who looked like in my notes I have this Lord of the Flies, and this one's Piggy because he had the nose.
Yeah, the guy in charge is Michael J. Pollard, who went on to be quite a good actor and was.
I looked at his IMDb,
Yeah.
and he had gone on to do a ton of, because he looks like a guy who is hey, what are you doing over here in every show you've ever seen. And
Yeah.
he's
He
just
looks
got
like
that
he looks
face.
like Billy the Puppet from Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
But Michael J. Pollard, I know he did a movie with, I want to say, Paul Newman called Big Hoss and Little Falsey, or Big Foss.
Was
and
he
Little
Big
Halsey?
Hoss?
I don't recall. But I remember there was a scene where he was sitting by a fire, and he was concerned that people, there was a wolf or somebody just outside. He wanted to convince everybody he wasn't alone. And so he was having a conversation with himself as though there were other people there, including the line, "Care for an orange?" which I thought was hilarious.
That's comedy, baby.
Hey, nailed it.
But and then the Miri is also, she went on to become a famous
She
actress.
went
Yeah.
on, oh my gosh, I didn't write it down, but she did go on to star in a show. I wish I could remember what it was.
But she was actually good,
Yeah,
Those two.
Yeah.
The rest of the kids sucked, but those two.
Those kids. But the concept, I thought it was an excellent concept where essentially the people of this planet were trying to, I don't know what their original plan was, but they had essentially created delayed aging, and it kills every adult because of the glandular something or other. And the kids,
Science.
the kids, they are also affected by this thing. However, in such a way that they're not affected until they hit puberty, where their glands and hormones start to change. But until then, for every 100 years that passes, they only age a month. And so you
wow.
have
So-
these kids who are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years old and idiots,
Yeah.
because they're kids.
There are no adults around to teach them stuff,
There's no adults. They call adults grups, which
The grups.
just grown ups smooshed together, which I thought was very clever. But otherwise, this was really just like a take your child to work day, because there's one girl that Kirk holds. Let's see, the girl held by Kirk as he rushes to the lab with his newly recovered communicator is played by his daughter Melanie.
Oh.
Leonard Nimoy was asked to allow his children to appear as extras, but Nimoy refused to let his children be involved in show business. However, his son Adam did grow up to be a television director, including a few episodes of Next Gen.
And is now married to Dax.
Oh,
Oh, no, wait. Adam Nimoy? No. Yeah, I think that's right. Or is it Roddenberry? One of them is married to Dax. Either a Roddenberry
Somebody's
kid or a
married to
Nimoy
Dax.
kid. I think it's the Nimoy kid. Anyway, go ahead.
This episode also features a line where Kirk tells Janice, "I never get involved with older women, yeoman." And Grace Lee was older than William Shatner. when they filmed this. So,
Because see, that was the joke, is that Miri kind of had a crush on Kirk, of course.
oh gosh, and there's a moment too where Janice is like, because they have 7 days to like figure out a solution, otherwise they're gonna die on this planet. And like 5 days has passed, and everyone's getting stressed and infected. And Janice is like in tears, and she's like, I'm so upset. And she's like, Captain, I used to try to make you look at my legs, and now look at them, and they're like covered in scabies, and she's like hiding them. Just a truly bizarre line.
Yeah.
But the line, I never get involved with older women, is that's when they find out that Miri is 100 years old, and that's what he says. Oh, but she has a crush on you. I don't get involved with older women.
And then like they say once they eventually solve the mystery and get back on the ship, he makes another quip like that towards Janice, and Janice is just like, oh, Kirk, and then roll credits.
You're my superior officer, so I have to shut up and take it.
Oh, no.
But this features my favorite William Shatner line in the classic series, and I have a bunch of them, but this one is absolutely my favorite. It's because the kids, when the grown-ups start talking and the kids get bored or irritated, they'll yell blah blah blah. Whenever somebody's talking too much, it's blah blah blah. Kirk grabs this kid and shakes him and goes, no more blah, blah, blah.
Kirk interacting with these children is exactly how I would interact with children. It's not good. I'm like, shut up, every single one of you.
No more blah, blah, blah.
No more blah, blah, blah. Where's my cell phone?
I used to have that on my soundboard, but I couldn't find it. I'm sorry. I'm just going to play it for you.
The next episode I would like to talk about is called Dagger of the Mind, in which Kirk and psychiatrist Helen Noel are trapped on a maximum security penal colony that experiments with mind control, and Spock must use the Vulcan mind meld to find a way to save them.
Is this the first introduction?
This is the first appearance of the Vulcan mind meld. In fact, the final shooting draft of this script had Spock placing his hands on Van Gelder's abdomen while performing the mind meld. And according to the making of Star Trek, the mind meld was developed as an alternative to the script's use of hypnosis to stabilize Van Gelder. They did not want to inaccurately depict hypnosis as a medical technique, nor did they want to shoehorn into the script a pretext that Spock was qualified to act as a hypnotist in a medical capacity. And lastly, they did not want to risk accidentally hypnotizing viewers at home.
See,
Could be a real problem, guys.
My stupid space show made sense sometimes.
We are not taking that risk.
Up until the end, yeah.
This is a good reason, good reason, good reason. Really? Who gets hypnotized?
The main form of violence in this episode as well is karate chop. Anytime our first antagonist, air quotes, arrives in a box because they're doing like a cargo trade-off or something or other, and
supplies.
The Enterprise is dropping off some cargo. They're dropping off supplies that look like giant coffee cups. And
now remember, this is a prison. It's a prison / sanitarium planet. So the security is really high. So you have to go through certain procedures to beam down and beam back.
Mm-hmm. And this box comes back, and they just kind of leave it alone. But then a man crawls out of it and karate chops the engineer in the transporter room, and then just makes his way across the ship and is karate chopping his way to try to find the captain. Mm-hmm. And you can always tell which characters are evil because they are so sweaty.
Yes.
Crap, I would be so evil.
You would be screwed.
Totally screwed.
Now, the actor who plays Van Gelder, the crazy one, he'll be back. They reuse the actors all the time, but he'll be back. It's like when they cast. They said, we need someone who looks crazy 24/7. Get me that guy. Because, he permanally has this kind of face.
Yeah. Well, apparently this
it's
role
like Jason
also...
Mantzoukas.
Yeah, exactly. Apparently this role also helped him stop being typecast in Westerns, because I guess he was doing a lot of Westerns, and this role helped him get some other roles. And also, once they were done shooting this episode, one of the bits of trivia was he went home to rest for 4 days.
He earned it.
Yeah.
He earned it. I mean, he was a mess.
How did you know it was 4 days too?
I mean,
Yeah,
he
4 whole days.
He was constantly like strapped down and struggling to get out of the straps and yelling and sweating. And of course, Dr. McCoy, his answer to everything is a sedative. Anytime. Just put him, here, let me take care of that. There
That's
you go.
the 4 days of rest. He was sleeping off all the sedatives.
Sedative. Anyway.
This episode also has Helen Noel, who is a brown-haired woman who... there's a moment in this episode where Kirk questions her, and she goes, "I know my job," and she's vocal in the fact that she's like, "I am." What is her job? She's psychiatrist.
Yeah.
She says, "I know what I'm doing." Like she defends her role as a psychiatrist, and I thought that was really cool to see. Because I haven't seen that from any of the other women. Maybe it's because they're blonde, but because she has brown hair, she is like, no, I am smart.
No, this tracks.
But then they have her climbing through vents and stuff. And
of course.
Give the women pants, please.
Well, we'll get there. In a
Say
few
it, Carrie,
years.
for the time.
For
Say
the
it.
time. No.
For the
Doesn't apply
time.
to for the time. Take another drink. Now, one of the things I liked about this episode was that Helen Noel and Kirk apparently had a hookup.
Had a thing.
Ooh.
So, I have a bit of trivia, and I'm going to bring the room down.
Right.
But I can't sweep this away. The part of Helen Noel was originally written for Janice. However, the producers wanted to avoid showing Kirk becoming involved with her, and Grace Lee Whitney was already on the verge of leaving the show due to personal problems on the set. Whitney had been sexually assaulted by one of the show's executives at a rap party.
Oh, jeez.
And she believed she was pushed out for speaking up in protest of this. In any event, from a dramatic point of view, it made more sense for a trained psychotherapist rather than a yeoman to accompany Kirk to Tantalus 5 Rehabilitation Colony. Mm-hmm. So,
There we go.
I just got a hashtag justice for Janice. Because gross.
This has become Tony. I don't know if you know this. This is we've only done 2 of these episodes, but this is Rebecca's thing. Is that Janice Rand was done dirty and needs to be
done so dirty.
So Helen Noel, there's this great little scene while they're getting ready to go down to the planet, where she says, "Hello there, Captain. I don't know if you remember me or not." Yes, I remember you. The Christmas party. You remember?
No.
Right, she says that, and I'm like, you're telling me they have Christmas?
Well, first of all, that was the first revelation. They still have Christmas? Okay. But then apparently the 2 of them got a little drunk and went back to Kirk's quarters. So, yeah.
Okay, now, is that the only mention of Christmas ever in Star Trek? Because
No.
I've seen a lot of Star Trek, and I don't remember any reference to Christmas post Next Gen.
No, there's in Next Gen there's in Generations there's a dream sequence with Picard where he is imagining an old-fashioned English Christmas with his wife and kids.
Okay.
Old-fashioned English Christmas, the man is French.
I know.
He is the
Yeah,
most
old-fashioned.
English Frenchman.
I don't know. It was awfully English because it was, "Daddy, aren't you coming to have a porridge or something?" Line. I can't remember. Anyway, but
That also reminds me the episode "What Are Little Girls Made Of?" The other hot brown haired woman, Andrea. She's an android, but there's a moment where Kirk tries to seduce her, and an android, is even like, uh-oh, I'm short-circuiting and I am attracted to this human. It goes against my programming. It's insane.
that's his mutant power.
That's
all
right. Just
But this was the there's this light fixture thing up on the ceiling that you stare into, and depending on, again,
It looks like an
knobs,
arc reactor.
Yeah, how fast it goes around will either calm you down or erase your mind.
oh, yeah.
And you can
Those 2 options.
add suggestive thoughts as well. So like when they're testing it out on Kirk, Helen is like, "Now you're hungry," and he comes out of it. He's like, "Oh, after this, I sure would like to find the kitchen," and blah blah blah. But the last episode I want to talk about this week is called the Corbomite Maneuver. After the Enterprise is forced to destroy a dangerous marker buoy, a gigantic alien ship arrives to capture and condemn the crew as trespassers. This episode, I will say, I think is the first episode I actually really, really enjoyed.
This is one that is often mentioned when they say good original series episodes.
Oh.
This one's usually in the top 10.
Maybe I'll watch it.
I was watching it and I was quipping back and forth with the TV. Spock is sassy in this episode.
Sassy Spock?
Yeah.
Because we've got a guy working on the bridge. His name is Bailey, and he sucks. There's a buoy in space. It looks just like a cube, but like a big colorful cube, and it's not letting them go around it. And Bailey yells like, "It's coming right at us!" And Spock goes, "It's quite unnecessary to yell," because they are all in the same room. But yeah, Spock is super sassy in this episode. Bailey is super annoying in this episode, but he gets kind of a cool arc because McCoy and Kirk are talking about him, and McCoy says, "I think you promoted him too soon," and Kirk is like, "I don't know, man. Whatever." And then
Shit
later,
happens. I don't know.
He gets a good ending in this episode, I think.
Well, now is this the guy? Because I watched it like a month ago and I don't remember. Is this the guy that Kirk lectures about racism?
Oh,
Because Bailey was bitching about Spock, saying the pointy-eared or whatever. And
Kirk, I don't know.
It might have been this episode or one coming up. There, Kirk lays this line on him, and again, for the time, Drink, this was a very progressive thing to say. He looks at Bailey or whoever it is and says, "Your bigotry has no place on the bridge, mister. Keep it in your quarters."
Ah, nice.
Nice.
There we go.
Yeah, that's the stuff. Yeah, and guys, this is a safe space, right? I'm going to say it. I've been thinking it up until now, and I'm going to say it now. I think Kirk is hot.
Oh, young William Shatner, he was, man.
He's, chest shaved.
Just
shiny
does it for
chest.
you, huh?
Shiny chest. He's in the medical lab doing whatever exercises. And then later,
I just like watching him exercise. That's why.
yeah, that's bizarre, right? And then, but to add to that, there's a scene where Kirk and McCoy are just sitting at a table, and Janice comes in. She's like, "You need to eat. Like, it's time to eat." And she brings him a plate, and she brings him a salad. And Kirk looks at her with this look that says, "I've never hit a woman before, but I think I just might." And McCoy says, "Yeah, your readings have shown like you've put on a couple of pounds, and I wanted more than anything in this world for Kirk to yell, 'It's muscle!'"
I'm cultivating mass.
Because he was
cultivating mass.
Because Kirk was pissed. He thought that it was all Yeoman Rand's doing to bring him the salad.
He thought she was being just a passive-aggressive woman.
And he was about to let her have it, and then McCoy said, "Yeah, that's my fault."
Like I said, I've never hit a woman before, but Janice, I swear to God, if you bring me another salad.
There better be some meat and cheese on that next salad.
Later she brings him coffee because there's a standoff essentially where the big ship is like, "Hey, we are going to destroy you in 10 Earth minutes. Figure it out." And they're all just kind of antsy and sitting there and waiting. And Janice rolls in with a thing of coffee, like, just another day on the Enterprise.
What in the world?
Oh, and they have their little like blue Solo cups that they drink.
Yeah.
I loved how casual that is. There's just like we're sitting in a meeting and it's like, yeah, we all got our coffee.
Yeah.
And it'll happen throughout the show. Throughout the seasons.
Insane, because you never see it in previous episodes. Like, oh, Janice is now bringing Kirk food. But I also really loved Sulu in this episode. Sulu has been moved to the bridge instead of just an astrophysicist. And there's a moment where Bailey, again, get this man off the bridge. Kirk is telling him to do stuff and he's just stunned and can't do anything. And so Sulu leans over and does it for him. And they have a countdown going too for this big ship to destroy them. And Sulu
And I believe that's
something.
Jack. I believe that's Rock, Ted Cassidy. I think it's his voice. You now have 5 minutes.
But Sulu has this line that's something along the lines of, if anybody cares, there's 30 seconds left.
If anyone cares, we're going to die in 30 seconds.
Like, if anyone needs to know.
But the title of the thing is the Corbomite Maneuver is essentially Kirk figures out because Spock was talking about chess and he goes, not chess, Mr. Spock, poker. And that's when he sends a message to Starfleet, knowing that the aliens will hear it, saying, we're going to have to instigate the Corbomite device to destroy the ship. This will make this section of space uninhabitable for 1,000 years, or some crazy thing.
Bluff.
It's just a big bluff. So as the countdown comes and comes and comes and goes past, everybody realized, the alien were playing poker.
The alien is like, your destruction has been delayed. Please hold.
And again, this will happen again in a later episode.
And another thing I'm learning to love, well, not learning to love, I have loved this in a lot of shows, when everybody has to shake independently to demonstrate turbulence.
Oh, yeah. Do they not do it very in sync on this?
It's fine, but it's just knowing that they're doing it independently. It just makes it 10 times funnier for me.
You'd think that the director would figure out, okay, if we're going to be doing this, I'll yell right, you lurch right. Left, you lurch left.
And
because we're not going to use the sound anyway.
It shows crew people like in a hall, and it's like, okay, now go right. And they all just like fling themselves to the side of the hallway.
So then the big reveal of this episode.
Again, it's another child.
It's another kid. But it's a little alien. It's a little alien. And
tiny, because they get on the transport. So the big giant spaceship, which is made up of ping pong balls, by the way, sends off this little tiny vessel, and they go to beam aboard. It's more like four little ping pong balls clustered together, and they go to the transporter room to beam onto the ship, and the engineer goes, "You might want to crouch. We're getting a lot of smaller readings, and."
Yeah. The very low ceilings in this spaceship, apparently. So crouch down.
Dios mío.
You got someone at the door?
Yeah.
It's just your Amazon. Don't worry about it.
Well, it's someone bringing my carpet cleaner back. But the guy says, you might want to crouch down. I'm getting some cramped readings. And so I wish I could find a screenshot of this, because I tried to take one and Paramount Plus wouldn't let me. But they all just kind of crouch
down. It's my life is what that is.
I can't get on my knees. I'll never get up again.
But this
so they
this
beam
was
over.
the first episode to include pointed sideburns on all male crew members,
which are Starfleet regulation,
which are my favorite. And then also, the script instructed Leonard Nimoy to emote a fearful reaction upon his first sight of the Big Balak, but the director suggested that Nimoy ignore what the script called for and simply react with the single word, fascinating.
Nice.
Yeah, Balak is a dummy. He's from the chest up. He looks like a horrible, scary alien, and that's what this little kid alien was using to freak people out. So he was playing poker too, because they, you now have 10 minutes, and it's this, scary looking alien. But they beam over, and it's a little kid. The little kid is Clint Howard, Ron Howard's brother.
Nuh-uh.
Clint Howard, old crazy eye.
Crazy eye.
Look up Clint Howard. He still looks the same. He's got the messed up teeth. He's just weird looking.
His teeth were messed up.
He is a weird looking dude.
So they had him speak the lines, and then they had an actor dub over for him.
It turned out really well, because it was very obvious that it was not his voice, but the dub was actually really well done. I was quite impressed.
Captain, would you like to try some Tranya? It's delightful.
I hope you get as much pleasure from it as I do, or something like that.
And it was like Tang or something. It was some sort of orange beverage. But,
delicious.
But this little child alien was getting drunk on it.
But like I said, this is, I think, the first episode that I've really, truly enjoyed. There was a lot happening in this episode compared to some of the previous ones that we've watched, and and Bailey. The thing that wraps up with Bailey is he opts to stay with this Ron Howard brother child.
He's sort of an exchange student.
Because the kid wants to learn about humans, and I can't remember. I think Bailey says like, "Oh, I'm not like a perfect example of a human," but Kirk says, "But that's going to make it even better because then you can learn. It's going to be a better experience learning about humans."
Plus, we got him off the bridge.
Off the bridge. There's
We'll
a
just
moment.
leave him.
There's a moment where Kirk. I've been yelling at my TV the whole time. Get Bailey off the bridge. What is he doing here? And then Kirk does finally go, Bailey, get off my bridge, please. You are. And then Bailey comes back later, a tail between his legs, like, I'm sorry. Can I permission to resume? And Kirk's like, yeah, whatever.
But this was one of the first episodes, and it'll start to happen more often, where you're going to see the interaction between like Kirk, Spock, and McCoy and Scotty, where you can tell it's like The Office, where we're at work, but we can smirk and joke and little asides, things like that. And
I've noticed that more between Kirk and McCoy. Like they do have a very buddy friendship in every interaction that they have.
You're going to start to see more of it as the seasons go along, but I because I'm in season 2 right now, and I'm seeing a lot more of that. And I'm just every time it happens, I go, yes, this is what we need, more of this.
Friends in space.
That was one of the things I liked about the Orville. Was I felt like they did a really good job with that kind of thing in the Orville.
Exactly.
That's why I want to rewatch. I want to rewatch the Orville now, having watched a bunch of Star Trek.
Well, see, you can tell Seth MacFarlane is a Star Trek fan, and that's the kind of thing we Star Trek fans just totally dig on, is the little interactions, the human interactions between the characters. And I mean, Seth MacFarlane wanted to do Star Trek for Paramount, and they said, you're the fart joke guy. We're not going to... So he went off and he made his own Star Trek, and it's really good.
But you know what?
It's really good.
And Lower Decks proves this as well. I want fart show Star Trek. I like fart show Star Trek.
Yes. Give me that.
And I'm sorry that some of the fans won't allow that to happen. I just don't understand why. I mean, I've always felt this way about the shows that I watch. You as a kid, you wanted to be Luke Skywalker, but at the same time, you could tell he was a little whiny bitch and make fun of that.
It's the worst, honestly.
Same with this show, is you can have some humor and laugh at this show that we love so much. I mean, the original series is just... I mean, it's my bedrock that I built all my geekdom on practically, and I'm able to joke about it. On Lower Decks when they said Gorn wedding, I went, oh, brilliant, just brilliant.
But yeah, I hope more sassy Spock. I love sassy Spock. I want more of it.
You've got an episode coming up very soon where Spock gets so sassy. Well, I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Don't spoil it for you.
Oh, gosh. Oh,
But
I
he's
can't
like,
wait for more sassy
I'll
Spock.
just give you, here's a preview. Jim.
What?
Yeah.
That was the preview.
Just a casual.
How about this? Why didn't you answer your communicator? I didn't want to.
Love this. Love this.
Oh, you'll love that. That's coming up.
God, he had another line in this episode too. Oh, where Kirk is asking him a question and Spock says, "Don't you find it a little tedious to ask me these questions you already have the answer to?" And Kirk says something like, "It's emotional security for me."
I just needed to hear it,
I just needed to hear it.
Okay.
It's like anytime anybody asks me if they should take a weed gummy before going to a movie, I'm gonna say yes every time.
You're gonna
like,
say
it's funny that you ask me because you know my answer.
But I just needed to hear it, though.
Yeah. Well, that does it for this episode. Thank you, Carrie, for joining me. Thank you, Tony, for joining. I hope you had fun.
Yeah, this was I learned a lot. Very interesting about the old Star Trek ways. Yes, thank you for having me.
And I predict, Tony, that you're going to go and watch the Corbomite Maneuver.
I think I will, actually.
You should. You should.
I refuse to watch all of them, but I'll watch a few here and there.
Yeah, you don't need to watch all of them.
You don't.
Well, tune in next week where we will be discussing episodes 11 through 15, and we continue to go where no man has gone before, but a lot of people have gone before.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you.